welcome to our 9th episode of Choose Your Own Adventure Book Club. Today our book is Mystery of the Maya. So before we started, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Maya people, the Mayan civilization. It developed around 1800 BC, so a really long time ago, and it eventually grew to include 2 million people. And they were spread all across parts of Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and then the western parts of Honduras and El Salvador. Sorry, had to check my notes. And at some point, thousands of years ago, the civilization just kind of mysteriously disappeared. There's a lot of theories about why that happened. Could have been too many people, it could have been a big disastrous event, lots of different ideas. So the book involves time travel. So it's going back to the ancient Maya civilization. But just so you know, there are Mayan descendants today that still live in the same areas. There's about 6 million people who descended from the Mayans. And they speak over 70 different Mayan-based languages and also some Spanish too.
That's so cool.
Yeah. All right, are we ready?
Yes, let's discover, solve the mystery.
Let's see. All right. Your best friend Tom goes missing on assignment in Mexico. You have to help find him. Will it require you to take a potion that sends you back in time to the world of the mysterious Mayan civilization? Or is Tom still here in the present day? Can you trust Manuel? Depending on your choices, you may become a great Mayan ruler or a double agent fighting a modern revolution. The wrong choice could turn you into a human sacrifice on a bloody altar.
Okay, can't wait. It is night. You are standing on the flat top of a stone pyramid. Men dressed in long green robes crowd around you. They chant and sing in a language you don't understand. You look into the misty light for your friend Tom. Suddenly you see him, struggling for his life. He is strapped to an altar, his arms and legs tied down. Tom's terrified eyes meet yours, and you see him mouth the words, "Help me, please." A man in robes steps forward and begins to slide a knife across Tom's throat. "No!" you scream, reaching out. You lunge forward, but the only thing you clasp is the lamp next to your bed. You jerk awake and sit up looking around. You are home in your own room. There's no altar, no singing men. You take some deep breaths. It was just a bad dream. 3 days ago, your best friend Tom disappeared on assignment in Mexico. He was doing a piece for cable TV on the ancient Mayan temples at Chichen Itza. His assistant Amanda called to tell you the news. Tom was onto a hot story, but he wouldn't say what on the phone. After he was reported missing, the police found fresh blood on the altar used for human sacrifice by the Maya. No one has seen him since, Amanda tells you. Who called to tell you, you ask? Tom's guide, Manuel. Tom said that if anything happened to him, I should call you right away, she replies. Do you think you could go down there to look for him? I'm really worried. Tom is your oldest friend. You have known each other since kindergarten. You have no choice. You must go to Mexico to find him. Of course, you tell Amanda. That was 3 days ago. You looked at the packed bag next to your bed and then at your watch. Even though it's still dark, it's almost time to get up anyway. A few short hours later, you are flying at 35,000 feet en route to Merida, the capital of Yucatan. Several books on the Maya are spread out in front of you. At one time, the Maya controlled huge ceremonial, agricultural, and trading centers throughout the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Their kingdom stretched from Tulum on the edge of the Caribbean Sea to Tikal, deep in the south, and on to Chichen Itza and Uxmal farther inland. Then, simply and mysteriously, the great Mayan cities faded into nothing. They became ghost towns and ruins. Mayan culture disappeared overnight. Today, vines and jungle brush cover everything. Tom flew into Merida. Your plan is to go there first and try to retrace his steps. Amanda has arranged for Manuel, Tom's guide, to meet you at the airport. Manuel is a well-known guide for those who seek the mysteries of the Maya, Amanda tells you. He has good connections at Merida University, where the best Mayan scholars work. But Manuel also has a reputation for being unusual. Tom suspected that he might be the reincarnation of an ancient Mayan shaman, she warns. Your guidebook says shamans were extremely powerful priests like magicians or spellbinders. The Maya believed they represented the link between heaven and earth. They were the human link to Mayan gods, such as the dreaded plume serpent or enormously powerful jaguar. You are curious to meet this Manuel. It's like a jaguar there.
Ooh.
Several hours later, you land at Merida and pass through customs. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a man is by your side. Hello, my name is Manuel. I am to be your guide. Welcome to Mexico. He shakes your hand and smiles. Manuel's skin shines. His large nose and sloping forehead remind you of the ancient Mayan paintings and stone carvings and the books you studied on the plain. Suddenly, you realize that Manuel himself must have descended from the Mayan people. The civilization, many say, collapsed 800 years ago, but its people live on to this day. I tried to help Tom, Manuel says, grabbing your heaviest suitcase, but unfortunately he did not take my advice. Maybe together we can find him. Where do you think we should start, Manuel, I ask. Perhaps at the university, Dr. Lopez might help. He is leading expert on Mayan sacrifice. Or maybe we should go straight to Chichen Itza, the last place Tom was seen alive. Which place do you want to go? To visit Dr. Lopez or Chichen Itza?
I feel like we've done a lot of research on the plane. Let's go to Chichen Itza.
38.
Uh-oh. Sometimes when there's a big jump in the page numbers like that, I
It's
feel
bad.
like there's a bad ending. You decide to go straight to Chichen Itza to talk to the police. First, you and Manuel drive to your hotel in Merida to spend the night. Merida was founded by the Spanish after their conquest of Mexico in the 16th century. Their old churches and fortresses give the town a Spanish flavor. Tomorrow we begin, Manuel says. Chichen Itza, the largest site of Mayan ruins, is famous as a center of lost power. It holds a huge pyramid, a domed observatory, a deep water hole, or cenote maybe, and the famed and feared ball court. In ancient times, the losers of the ball game also lost their lives. That night, you notice that Manuel is quiet. He clears his throat to speak. I have been thinking. You may want to go to Uxmal first. While smaller than Chichen Itza, Uxmal is far older. The temple of the magicians there is filled with mystery. That last day, Manuel adds, Tom kept it a secret where he went. If you decide to go to Chichen Itza first, turn to page 46. If you decide to go to Uxmal instead, turn to page 44.
I feel like we should keep going to
The original plan?
yeah.
Okay. And just to comment, guys, we are butchering some of these pronunciations. We will put a link in on how to properly pronounce them.
Okay. The highway to Chichen Itza runs through flat, scrubby land. A few houses or huts line the road. Then you see a giant form on the horizon. It grows larger and larger as your bus approaches, till the bus stops for good in the monument's shadow. El Castillo, the giant pyramid, looms above you. Broad avenues lead out from the pyramid to other stone buildings, courtyards, into the evil ball court where Maya lost their lives if they lost the game. One avenue leads to the cenote, or giant well, which has taken the bodies of many sacrificial victims. A group of 20 people stand quietly at the base of El Castillo. Your eyes follow a finger pointing up into the sky. The top of the pyramid is glowing with a bright red color. Where is it coming from? A large spacecraft hovers over the pyramid. That came out of nowhere! What does it mean, Manuel? What's happening? You are frightened. These Mayan ruins are contact points for other planets. That group of people has been asked to leave Earth for the planet Morganitic. You believe in UFOs, but now that you are seeing one, it is frightening. Manuel, this is incredible. Why is that thing here? Earth is seen as a leading planet. Other civilizations want to learn from us. They send emissaries to ask us to return with them to an outer galactic congress on the rights of life in the universe. That is the last group of people attending the congress to depart. If you think Tom may have gone on the mission, you should join them. Is Manuel making this up? There's no denying the bright red glow on top of the pyramid. So do you want to join the space mission or stay and finish your job on Earth?
This one really threw me for a loop. This is a hard choice. Let's just throw it all in. Let's join the space
We're
mission.
going on the spaceship. All right. Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to read?
No. Here's a picture. And you can also see that it says the end. One by one, the group standing at the pyramid enters the spacecraft by the transporter beam. You notice that halfway to the spacecraft, their bodies begin to glow. No one seems to be afraid. Gaining confidence, you step into the transporter beam and are carried up into the spacecraft. You hear nothing as you shoot up and away into the far reaches of the universe, to the planet Merganetic and the Great Congress on Intergalactic Life. You wonder why the Mayan sites were chosen as contact points. Their brutal and complex society seems an odd choice for other planets. Who knows what lies ahead? The end.
Wow.
So there are a ton more paths to choose from. I was very surprised by the appearance of a UFO. Maybe you'll get to travel back in time. Come check this one out from the library. And just so you know, you have completed 9 episodes. So if you have a Choose Your Own Adventure passport, you filled it up with all your stickers, you can bring it back into the library and get a prize pack, free book, marker or pens, stickers, things like that. Just bring it on back. All right. Are we ready to make some stuff?
Let's get crafty.
All right. So the Mayans were well known for a lot of really complex things like their calendar, mathematics system, writing numbers, all of that. They also had a lot of beautiful art and architecture. They were known for weaving and still are. This is called a God's Eye. We are going to make our own.
Okay, you better teach me because I'm not.
You don't know how to weave?
Weaving.
Okay, so you've got 2 popsicle sticks.
Okay.
And you'll have a glue dot in your kit too. So you're gonna make an X, try and center it as best you can, and attach the glue dot.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like spiritual and religious meaning behind the God's Eye. It's a pretty cool thing to research at some point if you have a chance.
Okay.
All right. Then you need your yarn. All right, so it should hold pretty steady with the glue dot, but you can also do a crisscross tie and like tie a knot just to make sure your sticks stay in place. Yeah. Okay. This is really simple once you get started. You are just gonna wrap the yarn around each stick. Yep, and then go to the next one. Then the next one. And the next one. And you keep doing that over and over. It doesn't matter if you go over or under, but whichever way you choose, keep doing it that way. Like don't switch back and forth between over, under, over, under.
Okay, I think I'm getting it.
It's kind of soothing once you get into a rhythm. Okay, when you get to the end, you're gonna wanna cut, if you have a ton of extra yarn, cut so you only have, I don't know, like 6 inches or so.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have to do kind of a double loop. You'll have to go back under one of the last loops you did to make the double knot. Nice. Turns out pretty cool.
That's very pretty.
Yeah, if you see up close, there's the front and that's the back. So you made a beautiful weaving. And now it is time for us to build a Mayan ruin of a temple or pyramid.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So to build our ruin, our pyramid, you'll need these 2 pieces of paper and you need to cut on the outside black lines. These ones are connected right here. Don't cut that line. Same here. It says fold here, right there. Don't cut that line. So work a Jacob's cut. If you feel like coloring any parts of this, you are welcome to.
I sort of feel like after reading the story, we should put a spaceship on top.
Yes, absolutely. Historical accuracy. Okay. Perfect. And you might actually want to fold on the inside so the black lines are on the inside. Okay. So this is like the main part of your pyramid. So easiest way to do it is to take your two sides here, lay them flat, and you're just gonna wrap tape. Alright, and we're gonna do it again on this side too. You can use glue too. Tape might be a little sturdier. If you use glue, make sure you hold it in place so it doesn't come apart quickly. Okay, so then when you unfold it, it'll look like that.
Cool.
Alright, so we're not quite done yet. Why don't you cut that? I'll cut these. Sarah is cutting the top right now.
Okay, so is this supposed to fit like here?
Yes. So it's a little bit bigger, but that's perfect because we have something else to stack on top. If you have a piece of cardboard or like an old cereal box or something like that, you can also tape your pyramid to that if you want to give it a base. Another way you can do the tape on this is put your tape so the sticky side is facing up and put it on the inside, and then when you fold it down, it should lay kind of flatter. Okay, so when you cut this part out, it looks almost like the turret of a castle, or like the bumps on a castle. Alright, so once you have these 4 little pieces, we are going to tape them together in the same way we did the big pyramid walls. So line them up with each other and tape one side. Alright, then you'll want to open it up because we're going to do another one. Tape that side. Now we got this last one to attach, and then we'll make a loop of them. Alright, one last piece of tape. Alright, so then when you undo this, it'll look like a little stand like that. And you can put that right on top there. There is one last slightly smaller square if you want to put that on the top. You can tape that in the same way right on top there. And like Sarah said, why not add a UFO or anything else to fit in with the book? Another thing you can do is take the brown paper bag that your kit materials came in, and you can use those to kind of make ladders on the side. The Mayan temples actually had like stairs all the way up there, so they were ridged, but we couldn't quite make that work for our craft today. So yeah, use that to help you decorate. Again, making those ladders on the side. You can draw on it with markers, colored pencils, crayons, whatever you get. And as always, take a picture, show us how it turned out. Thanks for tuning in.